Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Absolute Harmony. I wanted to talk today about connecting the dots. It kind of seems like, for me anyway, common sense isn't so common. And I understand that maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's that we expect people to understand where we're coming from. We expect people to respond to us the way we will respond to them. And because we come from different backgrounds with different experiences, different um, teachings, different cultures, different, um, we are different. And so we can't expect people to always understand us. And so it is our responsibility if we feel misunderstood or we feel like um, someone isn't um, connecting the dots to connect them for them. And if we find ourselves in a situation where it's not making sense, maybe we're just not getting it, um, we have to ask questions. We have to ask questions without being defensive. We have to be open to really learning. And I think a lot of us maybe aren't or didn't realize we weren't open to learning, to accepting, um, because of our expectations on other people, because we expect them to respond the way that we would respond, or we expect them to just know how we are. This is especially for people who are close in our circle, friends, family, people that we interact with regularly, especially. We tend to assume that they know us. We tend to assume that our actions can't be misinterpreted. We tend to assume that um, it's okay to ignore or we fear not asking sometimes as well. Dealing with, what if they leave? What if I don't get the reaction that I want? What if I, get abandoned again? A lot of us are dealing with abandonment and rejection issues. Let's just be real about that. And we have to understand that that comes and shows up in our life in many forms. And so I would like to encourage you today to go out and be okay connecting the dots for people, especially when it's something that you're very passionate about. And this doesn't mean go out and explain yourself to everybody, because there are times when people need to connect the dots on their own. People need to learn to connect the dots on their own. Um, but we're smart individuals, right? We know when our energy is required to um, put into a situation. We know when someone truly has a desire to understand you, and we know when someone is just talking for the sake of arguing. You can tell the difference. I know that you can. Um, so let's be mindful and let's remember that healing is not one dimensional, and that healing, especially as we're dealing with the heart chakra, um, comes in layers. It comes in layers because a lot of the things, a lot of the walls, um, which this kind of goes back to a video I previously posted about the difference between walls and our wisdom. We have to understand that in order to uncover our heart, because this is it's the bridge between our higher selves and our core being, who we are, where we come from, our lineage, in order to really connect the dots and in order to really share and experience who we are, uncover who we are, we have to deal with our heart. We have to um, find out how we get comfortable with being more vulnerable. What is it that we need in order to feel safe? And until we truly feel safe, we're not going to be willing to open up to people, to connect the dots for them, to um, share our deepest, darkest thoughts, our dreams, our ambitions. Um, and so be patient with people. Be patient with people. Be patient with yourself. Um, a lot of us right now are in a space of, I just want love. I just want to be happy. I just want this. We want to hop straight to bliss, but we forget that it's in layers. It has to be uncovered in layers. I kind of look at it as um, a flower, a rose, for example. Let's use a rose. The Where the pollen is on the inside, that seed, that beginning, um, that fire is within all those petals. And in order to reach it, we can't just rip all the petals away, because then we would go into shock, right? We wouldn't fucking, like some of us probably are already, like, what's happening? I need a hug. um, we have to be patient, and we have to take our time as we peel back these um, petals, because some of them may have been burnt to a crisp. Some of them may be torn. Some of them may have debris in them. And so it's like surgery. We have to take our time and understand how much our body can really tolerate. We can't expect to pick up a crystal or say one prayer and everything just goes away, because it requires work. It requires us sitting with ourselves. This journey is mind, body, and spirit. There is no way around it. There is no way to be whole until until we learn to incorporate mind, body, and spirit. They all have to work together. It's harmonious. And so as we're going through this, as we are dealing with being misunderstood and the frustrations of people not hearing what we're saying, we have to take responsibility for that. We have to be the one to determine, is this worth putting in extra effort? Is this worth connecting the dots for them? Or is this something that they have to uncover themselves? And remember, it's okay to ask questions. Just make sure that when you're asking these questions, it's not coming from a defensive place. It's not coming from a place of you being triggered, because then if you are triggered, then that means you need to stop and you need to sit with what's happening, because that's a lesson for you. That's a lesson for you, and that's a part that you have to deal with in making yourself feel safe. We have to make ourselves feel safe in our bodies, and then that will lead to opening up to other people and allowing other people to make us feel safe. But until we are safe within ourselves, we can't expect someone else to do it. We have to take responsibility for our own happiness. We do. It's time. It's time. And so I leave you with blessings, with love, with peace, with compassion. I see you. I see you, and I see your heart, and I know that despite everything, you want nothing more than to be loved and accepted and understood. And in order to fully share that with other people and to accept it when other people are trying to support and acknowledge and love up on you, you have to be in a space to love up on yourself. And it's not impossible. Just peel back those petals one at a time. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. And don't compare your journey to other people's. Connect the dots for yourself. You got this. You got this. Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel so you can catch more videos, readings, encouragement. Um, and thank you for creating a safe space for me to share my innermost thoughts, discussions. I would love to hear from you. So comment below anything that you would like to discuss, any questions, and I'll probably be posting a reading to follow up on this, a What Does Your Heart Need reading. So stay tuned for that as well. Have an amazing day. Bye.